Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the first edition podcast. Bow Bow Bow, featuring Greater Gem, Pokeran, Randolph. It was better last week, wasn't it? More energy last week.
Killed it last week, to be fair.
Yeah.
We've spent too much time with each other now, and we don't know what to talk about.
This is true. I mean, yeah, we were trying to figure out some topics today, and there aren't really many things that have happened in the last week in Pokemon, like especially at the caliber that happened last week with the PSA shutting down, Chill and Rain, you know, pre-orders are out, allocations, etc. So we thought this week today we'd just kind of like do what we actually always intended to do. I feel like especially on podcasts and this one especially also what's good. We always like talk about like drama or news, but sometimes it's actually good to just chat about, you know, well, on what's good, nothing, but on here, like, you know, Pokemon, we've got a niche subject we can chat about here. So we're going to take the time to do that today, kind of like go through our journeys, go through the next 6 months in Pokemon and actually be, you know, geeks and cards rather than PSA or this or that, you know. My voice
I love the voices now. Yeah, they've got the two impressionists here.
yeah, my voice is gone. I'm going to be coughing all night. So if I have a coughing fit, you guys have got to take over.
Hopefully you're okay, mate.
It's not the best time to be saying that. We're coming out of lockdown, bro.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. Hold on. I played football and I'm very fat and I'm not very healthy, so I was very tired.
Did you win? No,
we lost.
Oh,
You'll see it come out soon. It'll be on some sort of Sidemen video somewhere. So I won't spoil anything, but you know, it's we're gonna watch it. It's funny.
Wait there. So these people
Red
knocked on your door
with the Sidemen
and asked you to play football, but and it's a video.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
You got to just grind, innit? You got to live the grind.
Oh, man, that's mad. I wish I could play football and want to get videos.
Yeah, it's like a Sidemen
football.
challenge. It's like a challenge. I can't say what it is because, you know, but I would like to.
Who can red ass Randolph?
Sorry, yeah, because everyone on the first edition podcast would be like, "Oh no, you've given the challenge away."
No, but I know someone watching this.
Yeah,
someone watching this will be some sort of like huge Sidemen fanboy. They'll clip it. It'll go on TikTok. Then on TikTok, someone will see it, and then the guys are like, "Randy, why are you spilling secrets?" You know, and I'm like,
"Why are you chatting pure shit, mate?"
On the first edition podcast, yeah. It's going already. But anyway, let's start with where do we start today, guys? I mean, it's a weird one, right? It doesn't happen this week. I feel like in Pokemon,
there's a few cards that have been released from whatever S6 is in Japanese. I saw on PokeGuardian some new stuff has been released. I don't think it's anything overly exciting, but we can have a quick look if you want it.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's load up PokeGuardian real quick.
We can start off with some news before we go on our big old tangent.
We're looking at new Pokemon.
No, some new cards.
New cards.
Yeah, so you got
that's a new Pokemon.
S6H and S6.
You're like this one.
Well, that Gengar's got a big old tongue.
That's Gengar. I'm starting to enjoy this holofoil pattern. You know, the actual
the line ones.
The line ones
are so sick.
Sun and Moon was bad, right? You know, just the foil. It was just a bit shiny if you hold it right. This is nice though. We all prefer the Galaxy, but that's on promos, isn't it? Like
Sun and Moon. I know when we've done openings, we haven't known it was a holo until we've looked at the camera.
Yeah.
Like we're looking at the card and we're like, oh, just a regular rare. Then you look at the camera, you're like, oh no, never mind, I got a holo.
Yeah.
How did they release these cards? Did they just release little bits at a time, like the artworks? It's a bit odd, isn't it?
Well, you got to remember, like this is the Pokemon Company. You know, we have the Pokemon Company International who translate it over. This is you know where it comes from. So it must be really exciting for them to actually drop cards. Like it must be exciting for the people of Japan to have these like drop to them. We get it, obviously, you know, as well because it's the internet. But I feel like it's gonna be a different vibe over there.
They get a lot of stuff in like Korokoro and stuff still, don't they?
Yeah.
A lot of new Pokemon are announced, a lot of new cards, a lot of new things for the games, and stuff are released super early in magazines and stuff over there.
Mad.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird how big magazine culture is in Japan.
Yeah.
For things like this, because I mean, when was the last time you went to and bought a magazine to see the latest thing about God of War or something?
When I was a kid, more often, right? You'd go and get the Pokemon magazine or the whatever it is, the football one, but
the PlayStation one.
Bino, get Bino. Bino was the best, man.
No, but I mean, like,
that was rude.
About to research other things.
Oh,
like stuff that's
PlayStation,
coming out, Nintendo magazine, stuff like that. Was it called Nintendo Power? I think it was back in the day. It was pretty sick.
Then an Obama Snow.
Bino was the best. Obama.
We have
Obama
rubber plate. I showed you this card. Yeah, we spoke about this card, right? I think privately we spoke about this card. I'm very excited. Ooh.
What is that? Charizard?
To that Charizard, you know the actual Grand Prix illustration Charizard? Or Illustrator Charizard?
Yeah.
That was on that, wasn't it? But remember, there's like 50 other Charizard entries. This is one of them.
So that was one of them.
It's just so good, man. Yeah, and I think one of the people who did that this artwork, it seems, did the Celebi, and that is awesome, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fair.
As a Celebi fan, yeah. And the most exciting, we've got Sandaconda too. Let's not leave him out, or it out. Sorry, I shouldn't really say him. But we also have a Celebi here, which is actually sick for a V card. Like, look at the illustration on that. Usually for V cards, you expect.
Why does that Celebi look
This.
like it's wearing mascara on fleek?
Yeah,
Is
on
that-
fleek, mate.
Ew,
But I like this.
hello.
This is the actual art on the V card. Usually we see the CGI, but this is like an actual.
Yeah.
This is
Roaring.
pretty much this illustration as we know. I was going to hold a card from our returns here. That's not out yet. Usually you see the little box, right? But this time that box is now big, if that makes sense, rather than just being
Yeah.
CGI model. So this is nice as well, which is nice to see.
Well, that's fancy.
Yeah.
Got very like pouty eyes though. I still don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, and then we
Yeah,
count that
I
back
like
at the last stuff. The stuff from last week.
Yeah, we've already
saw
looked at all
that.
this stuff. So
So that's what I'm talking about. So
We go for
let's get into the actual like nitty gritty. So let's chat about our origins into not into Pokemon, but into card collecting. You know, I think we should start with Connor because I feel like, you know, all three of us collect cards. We also grade cards, especially through Graded Gem. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, everyone opened a Pokemon card when they were a kid. We don't care anymore. We don't care how Randolph was 6
Yeah.
and he packed his brother's shot. No one cares. Let's talk about how you guys are
Connor's been
collecting
in
now.
it for 45 years.
Yeah, in 1974, on my Horton carriage, I went to the corner shop. How did I start off? Basically, my mom and dad couldn't afford Pokemon cards. So I really wanted them because I couldn't get them. So I was really excited for the Jungle Theme decks and then Team Rocket. I don't really know how else to put this.
You were too busy being forced to read.
I was being forced to read. My parents. I love my parents, but you know they were trying to make sure I was educated. My parents are the type of people.
It hasn't worked. You
Weirdos,
still can't
man.
read Pokemon names.
As if parents would try and get their kid into school, man. That's weird, man.
How dare they?
How dare they do that?
They told him Snake backwards was pronounced Enkins. So that's where he learned it from.
Exactly,
That's good.
exactly.
That's good.
Yeah, but they still don't see me as a son, as I don't have a degree as of yet. But that will come one day.
Another very doctorate in Pokemon.
Maybe one day. I guess the big story really for myself is the Dark Dragonite down the drain, and now it's with Pokerand, unfortunately. But
Hello.
yeah, but at school, I'll always have that image of the hurt going home. I was crying my eyes out because
How
I'd
old
lost.
were you then?
I was quite young.
I was going to say, we weren't at school together, right?
No,
This
this
was
was
before you
this
moved
was
to
an ACOT
Birmingham.
screen. No, it was an ACOT screen. But
Oh, just not the right school.
This is
Yeah,
why
no,
while
I
someone was
dropped
playing
it.
Digimon, Connor was dropping Pokemon cards.
all the way.
What are you on about? I
absolutely.
was dropping diss tracks, mate.
Yeah. and then it kind of blossomed from there. I think how old was I when I started this up again?
I don't know, mate.
22, 23?
Connor's really old.
I am quite
Yeah.
old.
So when did you get into Greater Groudon? You know what I'm saying? When did you start buying sets? When did you start sending cards to PSA? When did you start the modern Pokemon? You know, because we all collected as a kid, or as kids, should I say? Not we weren't the same kid, and then we slowly started to.
We're all one being.
and we split up. But no, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like, because obviously, this is the way that the Pokemon world went in terms of where we're at now, right? Everyone collected as a kid. Everyone played the game as a kid. Well, some people played the game, some people collected. Then you went to school and you got older and you stopped playing. You continued playing the games, I think. The games have always been there, but you stopped playing the cards or stopped collecting the cards. Then, I feel like at some point down the line, Gary was like, you know what? I'm going to grade this Pokemon card to PSA or some might not been Gary himself, but he was one of the very early people, right? And that went for I think that was like 2008, 2009, 2010, where I know a lot of the Enlightened Bulbasaur. There's a lot of other guys who started really, really early, but I feel like a lot of us came into it like 2014, 15, right? And then definitely 2016 with Pokemon Go. I feel like Pokemon Go was like really big for this new age of collectors, you know.
You had like the originals who saw either an opportunity or they could see Pokemon was a lot bigger than what it was being advertised as. And the boxes were pretty much everywhere at that time. So they could just pick up what they wanted. That's why they all have all the best stuff. And then 2014, obviously, I think a lot of people my age, 25, 26, 27. Obviously, I was younger back then, but now really? saw it was like I could get first edition cards for like in PSA 10 quality for like 30 quid. And back then that it's just not that much, and it wasn't about the investment. It was just I can get loads of these. I can have fun collecting them. and I could trade them with my pals, blah, blah, blah.
It weren't much more expensive than collecting something like pop figures at the
Yeah.
same time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was that's kind of what it was. And I always saw value in that because I love the cards.
Yeah.
And that's how that started. But then the 2016 boom, I remember that. It was you think, like, I know this has gone to another level, to use your expression, but 2016, the amount of people who just came into the TCG, obviously due to Pokemon Go, Evolutions was absolutely huge. It was everywhere. And there was just loads more interest. And I'm really happy to say, actually, a lot of collectors stayed after that point. That was the big growth in the hobby.
Yeah, and now a lot of those people who were in at that point are now, you know, the not the pros. I don't want to use that word, but now the established collectors, right? Like Pokerev, similar time frame, you know. I think a lot of people that we know now. I think Leonhardt was still making videos, but you know, that would have tremendously helped him. And Unlisted Leaf, to be fair, was always the first big Pokemon card YouTuber, to be fair to him. Primetime Pokemon, actually. Do you guys know Primetime Pokemon? He was the first. He was before ever, actually, because he used to open every single set, even when it was dead to the world, right? He would just, if you go back now, everyone watching this podcast, go back and watch Primetime Pokemon's videos, because he'll be opening up EX sets like nothing, and he'll just pull a gold star and I'm like, cool. You know, yes, I wanted that one, and just put it to the side, and you know, and now looking back, it's crazy, but it was a different time, right? So, how did you get into it? Like, what made you go like where did it start? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did you
find
first?
out about graded cards?
Yeah, that's fair enough. So I guess I was on eBay one night. I think it was that simple. It was the Dark Arbok and the Dark Alakazam, PSA 10 first editions, and I saw them and I was like, oh, they look pretty cool. And I got them through the post, and I was pretty hooked pretty quickly.
Did you do any like research? Like when you saw it in like a case, was you like, oh, what is PSA?
No, I didn't.
I was going to say, because I know you, and that doesn't seem like something you do.
No.
Like, to start off with, you'd be like, that looks sick, I'm having it.
Yeah. That is definitely how it started. It was definitely a novelty. I was like, oh, cards in case, that's cool. And then obviously from there, I learned what that case meant.
Put that into context for anyone that like doesn't know Connor in real life as well. If you think Connor searching eBay is like a fluke, that's his hobby. he just searches eBay, and
I used to.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like at that time, especially because you'd moved here to Banbury, and like
I had time on my hands.
a lot.
Well, I think
a lot of it. Yeah.
We're all the same age, literally. Like I think we our birthdays are, you know, month by month, right? It's like March,
April, May.
Yeah. So I think there's an age, I can remember as well, where I was just on eBay all the time for my age, and I think it was because you're a kid, right? You have these like games, these like PlayStations or whatever you had at the time, DVDs, and you get to a point where you're like, oh, I would like money to do stuff. Like I want to get money to buy a camera or to like go to the cinema or do stuff with my friends. And you know, you'd hear about eBay, and you're like, you know what, I can sell a few games on eBay. So that's what I would do. I would list stuff like you know, certain games on eBay. You know, was it like Juiced, Sims, Sims Black Eyed Peas, whatever that was called. Sims, what was that called? Sims Herbs, I think it was called. Sims Herbs. You know, you just list these things on eBay. You know, get a bit of money back, and then you go back on eBay because the money's like in your PayPal, and you think, what else can I get? So yeah, I think that might be. I mean, but that might be similar to you. I know a lot of people my age. I know Josh as well. So he'd be on eBay all the time. You know, like is like a teen, late teen. You know, that makes no sense, but you know,
I think a lot of people. I think eBay. If it wasn't for eBay, as silly as it sounds, we wouldn't have this market. We wouldn't have this. There's no reason. And I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of eBay, but realistically, the reason why the market was allowed to trade was because I could buy some cards from a guy in Newcastle. If I had to trade with everyone who's around me, then I'd be very lonely. But so that it kind of brought everyone together onto the scene. But it was totally different. It was like it was nothing like this. There wasn't a million listings. PSA and Pokemon wasn't even like that. Do you know what I mean? Like it was kind of
sports,
like,
right? It's PSA for sports.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there was nothing to do with trading cards really, and the people who did do it mainly bought, graded their cards, flipped it, and then bought what they actually wanted because they knew what there was value. There was a lot of, how do I put this, people who were very knowledgeable back then and people who were just buying some Pokemon cards. So you could, if you're really knowledgeable, and I would have considered myself more knowledgeable back then, I could buy the right binders, I could buy the right cards, and therefore I had an advantage. I don't have the same advantage anymore. There is too many of people like me, unfortunately. And actually, against that vein, there's too many people who will go for any small opportunity.
And there's too much information out there now.
Yeah.
Like when you were watching it, I mean, you look at your videos back then, like where you're giving away that information.
Yeah.
And there's like there's not the same kind of audience. Whereas now it's like you put something about Pokemon in the title, Pokemon cards equal money. All of a sudden, everyone's
That's a
watching.
title.
Yeah, but exactly. People are clicking that now. People
Yeah,
are going,
and
oh yeah, I don't really care about Pokemon cards, but how do I make some money?
Well, there's
So, I
only
mean,
so
it's
much you
fair
can do, right? Like, there's literally only so much you can learn. Because the concept's pretty simple, you know. People like cards, people collect cards. You know, you grade them because you want to, you know, encapsulate them, you want to protect them, but also you want to think what condition is my card. And at that point, it's worth something. So then you'll do what we all started doing originally. You'll trade your card, but because we're, you know, of age now, because we're adults, you know, you don't just trade for another card, you trade for money, and then you use that money to then go and buy new cards. I think when people do complain about the money in Pokemon, I think they do really miss the fact that there are people using the hype to earn money. The people want to buy cards, you know. People really want. They have a value, and you find that out. Back in the day, like, if you watch Connor's videos, you know, you're grading en masse. You know, you're buying binders, grading them, then selling them. But if you listen to the tone, or if you listen to the way you're speaking, you were never. You'd say, oh, I've got this now, so these two will be for sale, you know, these extra ones, and you'd sell them for literally the market price. It's just now the market price is moving so fast, and it was especially moving so fast in the past year, and obviously it comes down a bit, and it goes up a bit, it goes down a bit, but in the past it never really went down, did it? It just kind of like went like this, and now you see it go up and down on any given moment. You know, now we're at a point where everyone knows pretty much the entire thing, and I think all we can teach as content creators or whatever is experiences where we've made a mistake, you know, and that they can learn from that mistake. But in terms of the concept, or in terms of how to collect cards, I think everyone kind of knows what to do now. You just buy cards, don't you?
I think another big difference was back then no one had the mindset that these were going to become valuable. So you know, you had sellers on eBay just selling their first edition Neo Destiny and the Team Rocket, and they were always going, well, this is a really good price, you know, I'm getting 300 quid for the whole set. But there wasn't the concept of grading. Like, not a lot of people sent over to PSA and got it graded. So there was this weird place for about a year or two where loads of mint top quality cards were coming to the market. There was a lot of competition for them, but that realistically not in comparison to today. You know, people knew what they wanted. So, you know, you could sell your unlimited Team Rocket and buy a first edition. So free unlimited for a first edition. That's not how it works anymore.
No, because now if someone's got a mint condition card, they'll send it themselves. You know, and if they don't send it themselves, they'll sell it for a much higher price. Well, on bidding, you know, I'm not saying they're going to forcefully list it high, but it's going to be listed. It's going to go for a higher price because they'll be selling it because they can't afford to grade it, or they don't have the time to grade it, and they don't want to sell it now. But the other person buying it now will be buying it to grade it. You know, whereas in the past, someone just lists a mint condition card, they have no idea. But then someone like yourself or other people will then think, you know what, I'm gonna buy this and grade it because I know that this condition is better than what they're listing it as. Which, and to be honest, you'd say it's healthier now. You know, you'd rather everyone know the pros and cons of selling a card or keeping a card right. It's better for us all because
the true value,
level playing field. Yeah.
But what I was just saying is back then there was mad opportunity. The Dark Tyranitar and Shining Tyranitar PSA 10 first editions in my collection I bought for $120, $60 each. Because the guy literally was like, I don't even know what these are. I'll sell them to you. And I was like, yep, thank you very much.
I watched that video the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Man, but yeah, did I get the price right? Because that's a bit sad if I did.
It was close. Yeah, it was close. Yeah. I saw you reacting to. I saw you get the cards back from returns. You were like, wow, I didn't think these were going to get this grade. Wow, amazing. Yeah. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Bam, 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 bam. Like, that's what you was like.
It's. I think the YouTube's evolved as well massively because, like you said, the YouTube that I used to run on this channel wasn't that interesting. I think I had a good few loyal followers and viewers, and I used to really be involved with the community, but it's not on the same level as it is now. Like, we'd have 100 or 200 of us, and realistically, you know what I mean, that was it, and you could probably know all those people, and I used to speak to all of them.
But we wouldn't be where we are today without people like you, Gem and Pokemon, SM Pratt, Pokemon Master, it wouldn't be.
Wow, that's a lovely load of people to put in. So I'll take that.
No, but for me personally, that's who I would watch. I would watch you. I would watch those. You know, you had small viewers, like 40, 50, whatever it might be. But I was one of them. And I wanted to start YouTube back then, but I never did. And then now when I started, that's my inspiration and influence. You know, you guys were that. And same with Pokemon Radar. I know I spoke to him on one of his podcasts, and he said he used to watch Gem and Pokemon as well. And kind of no, I'm joking. But you know what I mean. But that's how it happens. You know, that core community there are who inspired it's going to sound cringe now, the next generation, and I guess now us here today will inspire the next person. But where's it going to go? We don't know. But back then it was like the golden period, right? It has to be considered that. Although Gary will tell you 2010 was, because I bet he was just like shoveling cards into his collection.
Yeah, it's a big difference though, isn't it? Because back then, like. You weren't doing this to earn stupid money or anything. You were just collecting cards. Whereas now people are like, definitely has value. Whereas then it was just mega nerds trying to put things in collections because like they're properly passionate about it. Yeah,
you're trading up.
Like, but Grey Gem became a thing though, right? Because you must have started offering the service to friends, and then it would have snowballed, and you're doing wow, okay, so many people want to do this. That is now going to become a business, and I think that's what many people don't seem to realize is that it's a huge hobby and people love it. So it's like it has become this place, where it's all about money now. But it always was in a sense because the value was there, right?
All about money.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah,
there's still a lot of mega nerds like us.
Yeah, there is, and value's become a bigger and more important status in the hobby. Of course, it has. But to be fair, I think even myself saw the hobby continuing to grow, just not at this level. Like, this is stupid. But I think you kind of pointed out at it. Like, it always stayed at a cut, like straight, and then went up a little bit. Like, it always went up a little bit because these cards were going to get what's SM Pratt's term, rarer, older, mintier. Yeah. If they're encapsulated, they're a PSA 10, and that's that. So. That was always going to be the case. It was always going to go up. It's just, I don't think anyone could have seen it was going to go up to this level of importance.
I don't think anyone ever thought it was going to be, like, Pokemon cards was going to be the global phenomenon that Pokemon Go was. I don't know what's bigger, Pokemon Go in 2016 or Pokemon cards now.
That's true.
Pokemon Go in 2016 was literally every news article, every website. But then you look at anything now, you look at news, social media now, everything is Pokemon cards.
Yeah, but that was I think Pokemon for me when I got into it again. Obviously, I've been a hardcore Pokemon fan my entire life. Like I just left my cards in my wardrobe because to be fair, I just wasn't keen. I was much more happy playing the games, trading, battling, than looking at cards. It was not really something I wanted to do when I was a young teenager. Or you just don't do. You want to go outside and play football, ride your bike, and do cool stuff. Yeah, where not this is not cool, but it's more of it's ironic because Pokemon in itself is you start as a kid, but collecting Pokemon cards in the way we do, with putting them in binders, making sure they're really neat, it's like an adult thing, right? I think it is. I think it's something you do when you get older and you start to mature and you think, you know what, I do enjoy these things. I enjoy riding my bike still, but I don't enjoy, staying out till 11 o'clock, kicking bottles on the street. I enjoy my interest, right? My hobby,
silly, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think we do go through that like the journey with it. But anyway, for me, Pokemon Go was what brought me back in because Pokemon Go happened. And even though I've been playing Pokemon my entire life, Pokemon Go was where I was like, all right, now I feel like a kid again because now I'm riding my bike. I'm running around my town, driving around, not driving while playing, but driving to Pokestops, driving to gyms and stuff like this, And me and my friend were running into a graveyard, at one point, following a Growlithe. Literally, we were like, why are we here? We didn't mean to be, but we just followed the footsteps back when it was sick.
Surprised it weren't a Gengar.
Cancelled. Growlithe, yeah. Cancel me for catching a Growlithe. But yeah, that craze was huge. But following that, what you saw, especially with the internet culture, you saw BuzzFeed, you saw all these people say, how much are your cards worth? This is how much your Charizard's worth.
You won't believe number 7.
Yeah, I didn't see those because I think as soon as Pokemon Go came out, I was searching Pokemon anywhere. I was just Googling it, searching it, doing whatever because I was in the zone again. That's when I came across the YouTube. That's when I came across certain videos yourselves, Scott's, blah blah blah, and went back into my collection. But that there, I think it's like a tidal wave, right? Pokemon Go came, and then when Pokemon Go came, it just shoveled all these people back into the hobby again of Pokemon, and then they started searching, and then they started seeing the articles, how much is your card worth? And then you had like a few years of these people getting in, you know, myself, I guess PokeRare, blah blah blah, getting into the hobby of collecting again cards, and then the Logan Paul or COVID, and then Logan Paul was brought it back again, and all those people who've been there for, you know, years are now you know, seeing themselves have so much more exposure and so much more people coming to the hobby. So I wonder what's next. I wonder what's going to be the next thing. And then obviously Sword and Shield, you got all these other games that add to it now, right? It's just snowballing.
But there's not many people our age who didn't play a Pokemon game, right? Or didn't trade the cards. Like everyone did
know
it
what
at some
it was,
point.
right?
Yeah.
Or knew what Pikachu is, or knew what, you know, who Ash is, blah blah blah.
Even the cool kids used to do it. Like
I remember at secondary school, it was when I wasn't playing Pokemon as much, and pretty much every one of the cool kids had on their BlackBerry or whatever a copy of like Pokemon Red, and they'd play it like during lessons and stuff. Oh, I'll play Pokemon. Yeah. And I remember I was like, nerds.
Yeah.
But I think Pokemon has been a part of a lot of our generation's life. And I think because of how this year has gone, it's been a nostalgic year. So people have gone back to Pokemon. It's a safe place, right?
Well, because we've all looked back on when life was like
better,
real, when we had real life.
Yeah, but
we're like, remember back in my day when we used to go outside? Oh, let's go Pokemon.
Yeah. But I think that's always going to be ingrained in people now.
Yeah,
I think the people are starting to recognize the importance of Pokemon in our lives. Like, you know, if this all fell off the cliff, then when we're 50, we'll still be like, oh, Pokemon's still cool. Like, it has got a value in our lives. And that's not monetarily. I mean, importance in terms of how we decide to live. We decide to invest time in spending their games. We invest time by doing a podcast or looking at the Pokemon news, or, you know, getting excited about a new Pokemon Go bundle where you get a Master Ball for catching the loot.
If I gave up Pokemon today, I'd probably be naked tomorrow. Most of my clothes have Pokemon on there.
Yeah. Look at you. The hat, the jacket. In Super Mario, is pretty, you know, it's on the same tracks, right? You know, as Pokemon. So
yeah, it's true. Like, it's everything in our lives is related around nerd culture. Like, and like even normal adults our age, like jobs like games programmers and stuff, they exist now. They didn't exist the same way then, and I know a lot of them. All their houses are filled with nerdy stuff, whether it's a toy Pikachu or a bust of Halo's Master Chief's helmet, or it's a guitar from a band they like when they're little. Everyone collects things now. There is no one that's just like, everyone's like, oh, I'm a minimalist, and then you go in and they've got like a Charizard figurine or something. You're like,
yeah, man. Really it's like, then, I think we have to. I mean, in a way, we have to be grateful for the fact that we're allowed this. You know, because if you look at our generation compared to generations before us, you know, it was poverty, it was war. You know, literally our age, going out to fight in the war. You know, as crazy as that is. It's the way it was, right? You know?
The last generation?
No.
I don't remember my mum being in a war.
No, generations before. But my point is now is like, where would we be without all this nerd stuff? We'd be so bored, because what else are you going to do? You know, we've got nothing to do other than work. We've got nothing to do. So we need sports, we need games, we need nerd stuff to keep us through it. You know, and that's why and that's why COVID happened. And obviously, people do credit Logan Paul for changing the hobby, which he did, but we all know, especially those who were in it before, it was COVID. COVID was you know, I bought a £30 Machamp PSA 9 one week, and the next week it was £300. You know, and that wasn't just Logan. That was something happened. I don't know what happened. It wasn't anything, was it? It just blew up like
PSA closed in, I think it was April or late March, and then we opened in May, and we had to put 3 deadlines in. And each one of those deadlines was our biggest month ever. Like, the first May deadline was bigger than all of the months previous. The second one was bigger than that. The third one was bigger than that. And that was like, what happened there? Did everyone just get stuck in their attic and find their binders?
We didn't have a month of decline.
No, every month has been bigger since
from May
the lockdown
to Feb.
start of lockdown,
Yeah, so that just shows how much the interaction was there with Pokemon. And the thing is, I think you make a very good point about the snowball, right? So the people who love Pokemon get back into it, and then people who are maybe more on the fringes are like, oh yeah, I'll give that a go, because they're giving it a go. It provides confidence. And then people who potentially have only had very little interaction with Pokemon in their lives then go, oh, what's Pokemon? And then they become involved. Like, it is definitely a snowball effect where you just keep adding people, collectors, gamers, the rest of it.
Do you remember at the start of the lockdown trying to get a Nintendo Switch? Like, Did you look and try and find a Nintendo Switch at the start of lockdown?
Bro, even until now they're hard to get. I don't think the actual Switch is easy to get still.
You can get like Switch Lights.
But
that is about it.
It must have been something. Maybe it was just content creators posting more. Like, I mean, I started mine back in September. I know Leon Hart was going hard there. Real Breaking Nate, Under the Leaf. I think there must have been a reason I started my channel, other than maybe Hidden Fates was maybe Hidden Fates was the one. It probably is. It's probably
Hidden Fates was ridiculous. Like, Hidden Fates has caused such a storm.
That has to be what it was in terms of like, because what I'm thinking is now, like, you see Hidden Fates comes in, like, that's why I started my channel. I imagine people would have been buying that like crazy, seeing Leon Hart get these shiny, because everyone's always loved shiny Pokemon. And you can care about shiny Pokemon cards even if you don't care about cards in the first place. You want your favorite Pokemon shiny. So I reckon that must have come in.
I mean,
everyone's going crazy for it.
Good question. If Champion's Path came out when Hidden Fates does, are we still in the same place? So I think
Hidden Fates had what, 94, was it, sick shiny vault cards?
Yeah.
Champion's Path had a Charizard.
To be fair, there was a big moment when Randolph Pokemon you were doing those Hidden Fates. Like, I remember watching them. It was a big moment because you were growing and growing and growing, and the growth again snowballed, and you kept doing those videos. You kept getting more interaction, and like, it was a big thing for the UK audience that moment in time. Your channel, because I remember watching them. It was a better level of content for the same thing that was out there. Like, it would actually keep you watching. Whereas, no offense to other YouTubers, like, sometimes I just get a bit bored after 2-3 minutes. You know,
even us, we had that.
Well, we're very boring.
No, I mean, like, we had Randolph was on the same level as people. Like you're not in terms of anything else. I'm on like strictly about the quality of the content. You was on a level with stuff like Leon Hart and stuff. No one else in the UK was. So, including us, we had to step up our game. Every other person but that then means more people are getting more exposure. That means more people are starting. More people are going, do you know what? If they're doing a proper overhead camera, if they're doing like 4K, if they're doing proper mics, then guess we will as well. We've already got the equipment. Why not open some Pokemon cards? It's obviously getting some views. It's just all mental. Good. People were doing Facebook lives, going, "Oh, look what I just found in my egg." Like, people on my friends list who are like not into Pokemon at all. "Oh, look what I just found! Oh, I found a binder of Pokemon cards. Well, do you remember them? They're sick," and stuff. And it was like, "Yeah, they are. Yeah, we like them over here."
Yeah,
Send them to us.
When I started posting as well, I think I was like not. I wasn't enjoying the content I was watching as much as I kind of used to, because I'd watch it already. So S.M. Pratt, I'd watch him all the way through, all the way from when I started till now. I'd watch him, but I think, like, no offense to like Leon Hart or Lizard Leaf, I would watch that and be like, I don't relate to it as much, because it's like not characters, but it's too hype. It's too like. I mean, and I can be like that now for sure, but when I was watching it, I was like, I want to film. I mean, I want to give it a go. I want to just like sit there.
Are you saying it's too American?
No, I don't think so. Because unless it's Australian,
it's like a Broadway show.
yeah. But I think I was like, I just want to open packs, and just show people like me opening Hidden Fates, really, and getting.
There's different levels of content, because I think your content kind of push more towards the adult collector. Like I could,
early adult.
Yeah, so I could watch that without being offended. Whereas, do you know what I mean? Like, I like that sort of content, and I'd imagine a lot of people our age are in the same boat.
Yeah, it's a lot more relaxing to watch. It's like one of the main channels I was watching for Pokemon cards before you started doing yours.
Max
was Max Mofo.
Yeah.
But I can only watch like one Max Mofo video at a time. I couldn't go through and binge like 3 hours of him. I'd have headache. I'd probably have a seizure at some point.
Well, Max is sick, and I felt unfortunate. Max is not often in a conversation of like Pokemon YouTubers, and that's not a diss at him. That's actually a compliment, because I watch Max because of Pokemon, but because of him. I'm watching because of Max Mofo. He could be opening anything, but because it's Pokemon and him, that's what combines me. So I don't even put him on the same level as me or Leon Hart, because I think he's a level on his own. He's gone. He's a great.
Well, I've watched him open My Little Pony cards, little figurines of cakes, all sorts, and I'm like, I do not care what you're opening.
Amiibos,
I'm just
right?
Watch.
Funko Pops. He just loves it. Yeah.
Well, did you see his video done? I think it was 2 years ago, where he looks through how he stores his cards. He literally just has them in like cardboard boxes and stuff. Like it is, you're looking at it and you're like, ugh.
Yeah. And I think people like Max as well is like, so see in Pokemon, right? You had all those creators, all the Greater Groudons, SM Pratt, Gem Pokemon. That's what I used to watch. But though, no offense to yourself, Connor, that group, right? And maybe you didn't have that mindset, but that group didn't really care about modern. And in fact, not only did they not care about it, you'd often hear people just neglect it all the time. And I'm there thinking, I enjoy opening packs. I was buying like not Evolution before, Ancient Origins, Steam Siege, and really enjoying it. And then you hear people having a go at it, how bad it is. I'm like, what? And then Evolutions and stuff. I think Evolutions is a key one as well. But modern is a thing now, isn't it? Modern was never a thing before.
Yeah. I think the reason why those sorts of creators and myself pushed more towards WotC was because we saw more opportunity there and we saw more ideas there, and collectors were always going to come to that point. I agree, though.
You remember it from being a kid.
Yeah, but yeah.
But you didn't play the games, right? Like you didn't continue playing like Diamond and Pearl. You wouldn't even now. You don't really know too many of the newer generation Pokemon, and that was the same with that group. Yeah. So bang. Then you have Unlisted Leaf and Leonhart, and Leonhart's the weird one because Leonhart is this collector. He's been around for years. He knows Pokemon and the values, but he wouldn't often say it in his videos other than the value of like, the PSA card. He would never speak about the actual collecting or grading or this aspect. So I'm like, I'm looking at YouTube, like I enjoy SM Pratt, Great Groudon, Gem Pokemon, but I also enjoy Unlisted Leaf, Leonhart. I'm like, surely there has to be a combination of the two. And I think that's where we are now. People like, not saying I'm the reason, I'm saying people like me were thinking like, we enjoy both, and especially now, like looking at, see where modern is at now. I don't think anyone would have predicted that.
Get you a PokeTuber that can do both.
yeah, and I think credit to Hidden Fates for doing that. Maybe Evolution's first for getting people to even buy a modern, but then Hidden Fates for just propelling it. And since Hidden Fates, I feel like Pokemon just haven't missed. Even Champions Path, they did smash that at the time when it came out.
We got to remember, modern didn't create many memories back before. Whereas now, like you rightly stated, was Evolutions did create memories. Pokemon Go, they go side by side, and then Hidden Fates has created so many memories, and they did up their level in terms of card quality, card production, and card artworks, and they really pushed it. They, I don't know what they did right, but they really did it right with the whole pack thing, and that's the difference. I think when we were making the boring videos on WotC, modern was a bit boring. Ancient Origins wasn't a great set. But now we're getting memories with modern. I think you're going to see. I think modern's going to go from. I think obviously cards are going to come back from PSA, so there is going to be some price drops. However, I think in terms of interaction, it's going to go from strength to strength to strength.
I can't wait to see a high class pack in English.
Yeah,
if that ever happens. As a holiday set, a proper high class packs where you get like 3 hollows.
We deserve it, man. We do deserve it. Yeah.
God packs, even just in like normal sets. If there's a chance to get a God pack, I don't know how you'd not have that weighable, but sure. But like, can you imagine how sick it'd be? You're opening a booster box of Chilling Rain, and all of a sudden you open it, and it's got like a silver Kokon, and you're like. You flip it. First card's like a full art or something. You're like, what?
Well, I'll tell you, my favorite modern sets. My favorite sets. My 3 recent most favorite sets are Hidden Fates, but then Tag All Stars and Shining Star V. Not Shining Fates, specifically Shining Star V. And I probably would have said, if I actually got into it before, I would have said probably Ultra Shiny GX maybe before Hidden Fates. But I started with Hidden Fates, so I kind of started with Shining Fates in that aspect. So those high class sets are so much fun. You get so much value in them. Like, they're just 2 holidays in every pack, 1 GX in every pack, 1 secret per box. With Shiny Star V, I was just sitting there, just cracking. It's just so much fun, man. It's enjoyable, more enjoyable than anything else.
Ridiculous, and it's not like as we're young, we have that kind of need for immediate gratification. We've got Amazon Prime, we've got Netflix. We don't have to wait for adverts and stuff. And if you can open a pack and you're getting 2 hollows and a GX, it doesn't matter that you're like. You know it's in the pack. You're accustomed to getting 2 or 3 of like full arts a box or something, and you're like, "Sick, got another one! Sick, got another one!" And it just doesn't. That never fades. It's so fun.
And that it's just ripping open a pack is just it's addictive. It's enjoyable, and that's the key reason why Pokemon's so big right now. Not even the grading. I think the grading does get the headlines. In terms of like the PSA 10 Charizard, like that gets the headlines, but. just the modern cards are just, people love them, you know. Like a lot of the values as well of these raw mint modern cards are insane, you know, compared to PSA. You know, like PSA 9, a lot of cards is the same price as a raw card in certain cases.
To me, it was so weird how long it took to become such a phenomenon on YouTube for like pack openings, because Pokemon has always been packs, right? Ever since pretty much the start. But then you look at FIFA channels and stuff, they got massive off pack openings. Where were people filming Pokemon then? Like, pack openings then, where were they? Because people just wanted to watch pack openings.
You know what it is? It's age. I think listen to what Connor was saying there and what you were saying as well. I think it's age. I think we have to remember, we're Gen 1, off. Right? We're Gen 1 and Gen 2. You got to remember, I know people now in my Discord and mods who their first game was like Diamond and Pearl, or their first game was X and Y.
So
they know, so they know these new Pokemon. So when you see stuff like Hidden Fates, I know that it's not all Gen 1, but you have like Altaria in there, Gen 3, you have, you know, Garchomp, Gen 4. When they go through Hidden Fates, they obviously, of course, they know Charizard, of course, because they're in the games anyway, but they also know, oh, look at that, you know, look at that Plusle, look at that, you know, Altaria, look at this Garchomp, Gible, because that's their game, you know. And I think that's what it is. I think the big part of it is that now, and that's why we've seen such a surge in modern, because those kids are getting older now and getting into Pokemon, whereas before it was just the Gen 1 kids and the Gen 2 kids. See, Gen 1 kids, right? Gen 1 and Gen 2 kids, that's all they know. Whereas like Gen 6 kids know 4, 5, you know, they know all of it beforehand. So it's kind of like, I think that's what it is. I think these kids are getting older now and wanting to buy Hidden Fates, because I think that's a big part of it, you know. And I think that's why Pokemon's so great. That's why every new generation that comes out supports the next generation, you know, and I think that's what it is, you know.
To point out there though, because obviously it has been so hard to get product this year, and it has been hard for when we were the Gen 1ers and we were younger to interact with Pokemon. It has been so difficult for people to interact with Pokemon product. Will it damage the hobby long term? Because obviously now we're good, and the 18 plus to 22-year-olds are good, but that doesn't mean 16-year-olds are being able to get this stuff.
What you said earlier, though, plays a big part in that. Why did you start collecting Pokemon cards?
Oh, because I couldn't get them.
Because you couldn't get them?
Yeah, that's very true.
So now they're going to be like, I couldn't get these when I was 16, but now I'm 25, and I just got banked to throw at these things, so let's go for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm working in some weird job that didn't exist in 2021. Like, I'm working that new level.
Bus driver.
Bus drivers don't exist in 2021.
COVID, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure buses still exist, mate. They're doing the new Teslas that taxis and all sorts, and they're just like, yo, I got money now, so they're throwing it at Pokemon cards, and we're like, back in my day, Pokemon cards were only £10,000, and they're like, I'm throwing millions at this stuff.
I think separate Pokemon cards from Pokemon itself, and I think that's really really key to it, because like you said before, who grew up in the UK or maybe the US or Europe and didn't know Pokemon? Barely any of us, right? Everyone knows what a Pokemon is, whether they played it, whether they enjoyed it. They know what it is, you know. People at school, you know, who didn't really collect cards or didn't really play the game, they know what Pikachu is, etc. So I think what happens is in the internet now, right? So if you see a YouTuber, or if you see Logan Paul, or if you see, you know, just if someone on Facebook mention Pokemon cards, what it does, it unlocks something in your brain that you've always had. You've always liked Pokemon, but now you've seen the cards. It just brings everything back. And I think we just have to realize that. I think Pokemon's bigger than we thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Pokemon is bigger than we always thought it was. I never knew it was the biggest grossing media franchise of all time, blah, blah, blah. I just thought it was Pokemon. It's like water. It's just there, right? And now I think you've put in cards, collectibles, value on something that we've always loved, and it's going to open Pandora's box, right?
Well, there's a whole ecosystem. There's a whole ecosystem there. And the weird thing is, Pokemon collectors or Pokemon players or any of them always downplay the size of Pokemon, almost like they don't want to get disappointed. But we saw when we went to that Pokemon store how big it was. We saw the phenomenon, which was crazy, Pokemon right? Go.
Even then, would you guys have even imagined that? I did not imagine that store being in London.
We thought it was going to be busy.
Yeah, we were like, we'll get there 2 hours early. I think we got there 2 hours early.
And we thought we'd be like, really?
Yeah, and we were like, oh, it might get a queue for
but we went on day one, right? That queue was there all month. the entire time it was there, that queue was there. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We didn't think it was going to be as long as it was. I can never get over that day. My favourite memory of that is seeing the parents that were obviously like our age, and their little kid, and they were dressed as Team Rocket, and the kid had had like a Meowth onesie on, and I was like, that sums up like everything that's right about this generation.
Even as we don't know this, right? We don't know that there are people out there who just collect plushies or just collect the merch, or like the merch is the biggest part of Pokemon. Let's not forget.
Behind it.
But I got this from the Pokemon Center for decoration. You know, like this. To be honest, this hasn't been something I would consider myself a collector of. I just like to have a visual background, you know. But people out there, you know, you've got fans of Pokemon who don't play the games, who don't even collect cards, but they think Eevee's cute, right?
Yeah, I know a few people that just about play the games, don't collect the cards, but have got Pokemon tattooed on them.
Yeah, I mean, look, Logan Paul, right?
Collect tattoos.
Logan Paul had that Squirtle tattoo, right? He didn't collect Pokemon cards. He probably didn't play the game too much, but he just loved Squirtle, right? You know,
I think we all have an affinity with either a Pokemon or a type of genre that we, you know, the games or whatever.
Yeah,
like we all have an affinity with. I think there's very few people in our age bracket who aren't. And personally, the nerd culture is massive, and Pokemon is front and center of that. It's absolutely huge. And maybe we should stop downplaying Pokemon, because it is going to be a large part of lives anyway for the next decade. Pokemon's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. Like, it's still going to be here in one genre or another.
Pokemon cards would be nothing without like Charizard, Pikachu, Gengar, right? If they weren't on the cards, who would care?
Yeah, no one.
That's what it's about, you know. So, you know,
it'd be like Digimon.
Yeah. Well, so I saw a meme. You sent me on Twitter where it was like Pokemon evolution. It was like a baby lion into a teenage lion into a fully grown lion, and the Digimon one was a lion into a dinosaur into a rocket. Like not even that's the evolutionary lines. But yeah, so Tom, like obviously you joined Connor with the Graded Gem stuff, but you were a big fan of Pokemon, but kind of new into the cards, right? Into figuring out what Connor's doing.
Yeah, I had cards when I was little. I had more Yu-Gi-Oh cards when I was little, I'll be honest. Because Mum was like, not buy any Pokemon cards. You buy Yu-Gi-Oh on games. Yeah, because I literally spent all my day on Pokemon games. So she's like, you need other things other than just like.
Sorry, wait there. So your mom said you need to find other things.
No, like,
and what she found was Yu-Gi-Oh, the other like, Pokemon game.
No,
sorry.
She didn't want my thing to solely be on one thing, because then like it couldn't branch out into other nerd stuff, because I like lots of nerd stuff. The same with everything.
Okay,
so diversify your nerd.
It's your story. Go. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, stop judging, bitch.
Sorry.
But then, when I grew up, it was Pokemon games all the time. I had the Pokemon like YouTube channel and stuff. Worked with Canada University again. Pokemon games, Pokemon trivia, all that stuff. Like I love trivia. So anything, the backstory of Pokemon, where Pokemon come from, why were they designed what way, was right on the first Pokemon, stuff like that. And then got into uni, started playing Pokemon even more because obviously I went to like games design and programming. Everyone was a nerd. Every time we'd go out, if we walked past Forbidden Planet, we'd pick up a pack or we'd pick up a little box, like 12-15 quid. Shining Legends was always the biggest one. Shining Legends picked up pretty much every time I went out. I was like, they look sick.
No, it was a big set.
Yes, the promo packs were so nice. And then Pokemon Go came out. I spent way too much of my life playing Pokemon Go, nearly getting stabbed multiple times, going into the wrong areas to play because there was many Pokemon stops in the middle of the night, 2 a.m.
Yeah, then, it was.
I knew Connor had been doing cards for ages, and then kind of found out about PSA cards, found out about how much people were protecting the cards more than just going, I've got them in a binder, because binder sets in my head are the weirdest way of keeping cards. Because, they're safe and stuff, and they're in order, but you bind them like they're shut, they're closed, you don't see the cards.
Yeah.
Whereas it's what I like about slabs is you have them on display.
Yeah, for sure.
And whenever I had Pokemon cards, I'd open them, I'd love the thought of opening them, and then I'd be like, what do I do with them? Yeah. And then obviously started working, we set up the web design company, and Connor was still doing Graded Gem full-time, and I was doing the web company full-time. And I was like, I'll send a few cards. And then I started collecting the plushies and stuff, the Build-A-Bear ones with the Build-A-Bear cards. And I was like, I need all the Build-A-Bear cards. I need all the Radiant Collection cards because they're the cutest. But I think it's just about the presentation for me. Like, if I can't have them on show, I don't want them.
Yeah.
You've kind of gone across all genres Like, you know, I mean, the games is the biggest one for you.
The biggest one for me. Like, cards is a big one for me because I can have it on show. It's my job. Like, it's a big part of my life. But for me, it's the games. Like, if Pokemon don't have personalities, if I can't go through and collect Pokemon, like, in the games, if I can't go and be like, walk to a Pikachu and it scream at me, then I've got no interest in Pokemon.
I speak to my cards all the time. They speak back.
I think I have to agree, you know. Like... I even now, I believe I'm more game than I am cards. Like, I love the games more. I'll be honest, but I think what it was creating. I think pack opening video is much more exciting for me than game video. Yeah. I did the series. Play. Yeah, I did the Sword and Shield series, and to be fair, if you ask people on my channel where they found me, that's probably where they found me from, because I was doing like, now I'll get like 50,000, 60,000 views. Back then, I'll do that a lot on that playthrough. Because it was Randolph Games, the channel. It was Randolph Games. I just post pack openings and then post Minecraft, and then I post Pokemon. But I just didn't enjoy the Minecraft or anything other than Pokemon. But yeah,
I remember watching you Shiny Hunt for way too long.
Yeah, and then every night I would stream for like 5, 6, 7 hours, just Shiny Hunt. And I don't know why. I don't know why really I fell into the card stuff. I think it's just because I think it's just a more exciting video for me to do. I don't know why, actually. Yeah, I feel like playthrough. I think streams. Shiny Hunt is not really a video, right? Shiny Hunt is just like a stream thing to do. Playthrough is like, I'll play through it, but then what? Whereas cards, there's always a new set. There's always, like, you know, every new game that comes out, I will live stream it and I will do a playthrough of it. Whereas every new card set comes out every 3 months versus every 2 years type thing, right? I think that's what it is. Just more variety, older sets and stuff. So, but to be fair, if I had to pick one, I'd pick the game. You know, yeah.
See, I'd pick the games. I just want to point out there that I'm very bad at them. Like, I'm not a competitive battler or anything. What I do is I just grind. Everything's level 100. Then I go Elite 4. Say what? Everything can get beat by like my main party of 6. Probably don't have to swap out. I think it's fun because you don't have to put too much thought into like
play the games how you want, right?
Yeah, you can just power level, then play the story, and the story's cute and nice, and it's not Dark Souls. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to go through and smash my head against a wall for 5 hours continually trying to beat a single boss.
Yeah,
I'm just like, it's just a bit of fun.
That is the thing. That is the Pokemon games in a game. Yeah. It is just a bit of fun, and it's really they're very unique games, aren't they? In a sense that you can literally just
make it difficult.
Yeah, like, but you can power up for 5 minutes, can't you?
Yeah.
You can go to the next village and get that Pokemon you haven't added to your Pokedex, or you could go and find an item. Like, they were like, I used to have the Game Boy Advance, and you used to just be able to just pick it up for 5 minutes and have fun with it. It is a very unique experience. You don't get that with other games.
It's definitely a completionist game as well. Like, I like completionist games. I don't like games where it's just hard. Like, I don't like hard games. They're not fun for me. I like games where it's like, go around Spider-Man universe and take a photo of every monument, collect every backpack, like. And in Pokemon, it's like
it's your part of the game. So he's saying this because we played Spider-Man PS4 when it was downtime.
Yeah.
Such a good game, isn't it?
And
such a good game.
Yeah, it's
fantastic.
Epic. But he is not interested really in the fighting or the story.
I like watching the story. Like, I love films and books and watching the story.
But then every now and again, you'd be like, I need to go and get the new monument. And I'm like, okay.
I'm just a completionist. I can't help it. If any game or any kind of system, anything in my life really, if it's like, there's 50 of these things to do, you can do none of them if you want.
Didn't you go and collect all the newspapers as well?
I collected literally everything.
You did, didn't you?
Every single game I played, I complete.
I'm going to play more,
Epic.
I remember when
I haven't played the Miles Morales bit yet.
Me neither. But yeah, when I went to Savin House, I used to work there. I would be away from home, so I'd do music, everything at home. When I go to Savin House, I'd film for like JJ, film for Simon and stuff. But after that, I wouldn't really do anything. Like, I wasn't really posting on YouTube back then, so I just like go into my room and just sit on Spider-Man. And they used to have these headphones similar to this, same brand by Dynamic, but not the closed headphones. So I couldn't hear anything. So I just sit there playing Spider-Man, and they would just used to come in time after time and just scare me. Like, they'd just be here and I wouldn't know because I'm swinging around Spider-Man. You know, but that game, I got addicted so bad to it. I got addicted to a game and I wasn't even at home. Like, I think
did they ever use like silly string? So like, wait until you go to web someone and just like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, I think sometimes I wouldn't even come home. Like, I'd say to Laura, like, I'm busy. And I'd just stay playing Spider-Man.
Oh, no, exposed. I wonder if Laura heard that.
Probably heard it, yeah. She probably did, to be fair. Probably get a text in a second.
What is your... I'm going to take it off Pokemon for a minute, because we're talking about games. What is your favourite game of the last decade? Any game?
Not Pokemon. I can't say Pokemon. It would be Pokemon.
Anything you want.
Yeah, you could say Pokemon if it was your favorite. But what is your favorite?
Yeah, I mean, what, do I have to give you a Pokemon game? If that's my favorite, I'll give you like X.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. I can't do that because I just enjoy Pokemon. My favorite game, as sad as it is, it would be FIFA, I think.
Oh, FIFA, okay. I kind of get FIFA,
but I'm not happy with it. I'm not like I'm not looking back. I don't play it now. I play pro clubs now, but I don't play any like actual Ultimate Team or anything. But if I had to look at what I was doing with my time, other than now, you know what? Favorite game? I'll give you Civilization. Yeah, that's my favorite game.
Civ's a good game.
Well, man, you've got too much time on your hands, right?
Well, I don't play it anymore. I don't. I've played it a little bit last while I've had a break from YouTube, but I haven't really like. At university, I'll just sit and play Civilization and watch Breaking Bad. It was amazing. But I think, to be fair, Animal Crossing, man, maybe that, you know. I don't know. What's yours? I don't know. I hate questions like this.
Do you have one?
Okay. Well, I'm going to be really sad here, and so I'll say 2 games. So my sad game is Transport Fever 2 or Transport Fever.
I got you Transport Fever 2.
But the game that I've got to say is the best ever console game is Metal Gear Solid Phantom Pain. That is absolutely...
For you?
Well, nah, just hands down. It's the best. And it is absolutely... The game is intelligent. Well, I'm not very intelligent, but maybe the game is
mediocre. It's AI.
The game
outsmarted you.
Outsmarted me on occasion. But I absolutely love that game. I'm a right nerd for that game. I've got all the figures and stuff. Well, go on, Tom. Go on. Hey, give us yours.
The developer of that game, one of the best demos ever. PT, I think, was probably the best like console experience I've ever had. Because it was horrific. But no, the best game for me was probably a game that you might have heard of, Randolph. It's called Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. If you've ever heard of it?
No. Sorry.
Okay, so it's like maybe 3 hours at max, but you control 2 characters. It's like a fully narrative-based game. You control 2 characters. It's not too difficult. It's just storyline based. But you control one character with the left side of the controller and the other character with the right side of the controller at the same time. It is the most emotional.
Really? You control 2 at the same time?
Yeah, so because it's mostly just walking and interacting, so you're moving both at the same time. But it is the most emotional any type of media, like film, book, anything, TV show, has ever made me. Like, you play this game and all of a sudden you are in that world. There is nothing else about it. It's like, you know when you watch a film and all of a sudden you're like, why do I feel upset? Like, what's happening? I'm not in that world.
Little tear comes out.
That was... You were like, that is a mad game. If you ever want to just experience like being taken out of what you're doing, play that game, because it's like a few hours, you'll play it in one go and it's unreal.
Well, my problem is that the reason I couldn't give you an answer as well is because I don't really play, and I never have enjoyed playing single player games, story games. Story games. I will play Civilization, like Football Manager, City Skylines, those type of games. Warzone, but Warzone is online, isn't it? Multiplayer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You played Warzone a lot, though, right?
Yeah, so I play Warzone a lot. I'll play FIFA, but only the Well, I enjoy career mode, but I enjoy the simulation side of it. So Football Manager side, FIFA, Call of Duty. I would never play I've never played a single Call of Duty like single player mission ever campaign. Ever. I've never even played one. It's just so bad for me. I hate it.
Not even the airport scene.
No.
For Modern Warfare 2.
No, I know it, but I never played it.
Gaming.
Ever. I just enjoy multiplayer, so that's why. But then games like Pokemon, but that's a single player game, right? But you trade on it. But like those type of games where it's like an open world, where there's no story, but you can do what you want. I like those games, but I don't like story-driven games. So like the Last of Us or is it Uncharted? Those type of games, I just don't really. Not Uncharted, but I just don't enjoy them.
Things like Skyrim and stuff. Did you ever play that? That's like
I played that, open. Yeah. But again, that's open world, isn't it? Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know what it is about doing that.
That's like quite open. Probably the most open world game ever.
yeah, for sure, man. But like, I don't know, it's something about single player games that just bores me. Rather watch a film. I
prefer single player games, I think, over multiplayer games, mainly because I don't have friends that aren't very good at games. Like all the friends I've got are phenomenally good at games, so they're just I'm awful. You're a feeder, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I've got a degree in games design, and I'm so bad at games.
It is a bit
Unless it's a platformer, like I'll smash it on a platformer.
I wouldn't
or a kart racer.
I'm particularly good at games, but yeah, I do get your point.
I'm very good at platforming.
Yeah,
and kart racing games. I'll kick your ass at Mario Kart any day.
Anyway, we've spent 10 minutes speaking about games. Maybe we should bring it back to the PlayStation podcast, because this is more of us just talking now, isn't it? This isn't the podcast.
We said we would go through
fun time.
What did we say?
So let's go back to the horrible. This is a happy fun time. Let's go back to the horrible world of Pokemon Prize.
Where's my wallet, boys?
So we were gonna look at the PWCC prices because we didn't do that last week. But then Connor said, why don't we just look at the prices in general of the sets, because PWCC is one snapshot, right? It doesn't really give you context.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Where should we go? Where do you want to go, guys?
Click that sets button.
Oh, it's analytics, isn't it?
Oh, it's analytics.
And then
you can see like set price over time. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Let's have a look at base, man. Base first edition. It's the one that everyone cares about. It's the big money moves. It's the big baller boy. Like
big baller boy.
This website does take a while.
It's the big baller boy.
It does, unfortunately.
It's got to gather all that data.
It's mad how it scrapes eBay for all that data immediately, like now.
Can you imagine? eBay would be like, nah, not happening.
Yeah, surely it just load once. Okay, this is base set. Wow, it's gone up last month.
Who would have thought that was going to happen?
I feel like this is hard. This here, we do really need at this point. I think we need a untick Charizard button.
Yeah.
I do honestly believe that, because look at the 9 value. The 9's dropped.
Charizard 9 sell privately, right? Not on eBay.
Yeah, that's pretty true. But then this, what explains this? So in the month that PSA 9s went down, PSA 10 went up. Surely that is just Charizard. Went from 310. Surely that's literally like.
Yeah, that was the Charizard.
The big three, yeah.
But you've got to remember, the reason why PSA 10 values are so much bigger than PSA 9s is because PSA 10 populations are real populations. No one's cracking a PSA 10, and the PSA, and everyone's just chasing PSA 10s, and they're the biggest and best grade. So that's the reason why they're so much more expensive. Do I think it's crazy that we're paying that much more for probably not much more card quality? Maybe, but the grade tells us it is better.
Yeah, so I agree with that. But don't you think it's like it's not necessarily that it's more than it? It's the fact that this is going down
6 times,
whereas that's going up.
Yeah,
you know, that's the interesting part. Yeah. So our 9's losing there. I mean, let's look at base set Shadowless.
That's a big set for you, right?
Yeah, I've always liked Shadowless more. I mean, me and Thomas speak about this a lot, many times as well. I feel like first edition it's not overrated because it is the holy grail. So it does deserve its position. But for me, like the stamp alone doesn't do enough for me to make me want it more than the Shadowless. The Shadowless design I like more than Unlimited because of no shadow, thinner fonts, softer colors. That's why I enjoy it more. The stamp doesn't do much to me, and that's why I think like I never really got into trophy cards as much because I've always been interested in set cards because that's what I collected as a kid. I want those in top grades. I don't really care about like rare cards. I just care about cool cards. Whereas Shadowless is the coolest set to me. Like, and I know it's not it's not the best strategy if you're looking to grow your monetary collection, but personally, I just prefer it.
Well, the best looking card for me from base is Mewtwo Shadowless.
Yeah,
solid.
Smash is it? It looks so good. Or Venusaur Shadowless. I really like the way
Venusaur's underrated. Yeah,
lack of border.
I think even if Shadowless was cheaper than Unlimited, I still would say the same thing. I'd say that's a cleaner set. I'd prefer to own that set.
I'll be honest, that's why I like his Jungle No symbols. I don't really like having the set symbol there. I when they moved the set symbol to the bottom, game changer. Like set symbol there is ugly to me.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan.
No symbol jungles are so nice. They really are. I guess we're seeing a similar thing here, right? Like we're seeing a massive jump in 10, and the 9s are kind of
I wonder what that is.
But this dip is still higher than
that was last year. So you have to remember, after that Logan Paul video, a lot of people would have bought 9s, and then they would have been like, "Well, what do I need them for?" So PSA 10s are still the authority on the hobby, unfortunately. Like, it's the reason why most people only collect 10s. Like, there's not many people who collect 9s, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. I think
we should. You know, I honestly do think people out there just don't be worried about not getting 9s because you do complete the set, and we know as well the 9 condition it can be very minuscule. I feel like 9's probably is the biggest it's the biggest grade, right? Because it can be perfect and have one little nick and be a 9, or it can have like a print line and a nick and still get the 9.
fresh out of a pack, most cards are probably closer to a 9 than they are a 10.
Yeah,
especially with print runs recently.
Yeah,
it. And do you know what? If a card is packed fresh, like if you look at the way PSA grades are like named, gem mint, near mint, like near mint's a mint. That's a pretty mint card. Like it's near mint to mint. It's somewhere between near mint and mint.
Bigger jump from 8 to 9
than there is 9 to
10. 9 to 10. The 9 to 10 has got
but like if I was given a card out of a pack, so say grading isn't a thing, and someone goes, "Oh, here's the card that you wanted," and it's mint, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know. It's just I don't know. It's just not the way people behave. No, is it?
It's
like people
not,
always want the best.
As soon as it's
I agree. I do.
And there's another step. Fully agree. But it's just so weird, isn't it? Because if I go, "This is a mint card," you go, "Oh, thanks."
Yeah, but I want the 10.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But if grading wasn't a thing, that isn't a thing. Like you don't go, "I want a perfect card."
That's where the added value is, though, isn't it? Unfortunately.
No, 100%.
But I think getting 10, like not in modern right now, but getting this might not sound like it makes sense, but it does. Getting a 10 3-4 years ago is a lot easier than it is to do now. And I'm not speaking about new modern cards. I'm speaking about literally WotC stuff. Like getting a 10 in WotC was so much easier back then than it is now, and that is because, like I say, everyone knows what they're doing now. So everyone can pre-grade better. Everyone can spot what they're looking at better. So I feel like
it doesn't feel like everyone can pre-grade better.
Yeah. So you Connor, it's much easier for you to get the 10s back then, whereas now it's difficult and expensive. So I think a lot of the people out there watching this just get the 9s. The cards are good enough to collect. Like don't let the 10 scare you. You know how often do you really look at your PSA slab, right, and be like, this is a nice card. You don't really do that. Once you've got the grade, you accept the grade, right? I've got a Lugia 9. I don't go. I don't look at a 9 and think, I wish you were a 10. I actually don't care because it looks fine to me. It looks perfect to me.
I think if you're purely trying to get a card for your collection, and say for me the Pikachu Gold Star, and I can only afford a 6. Don't not buy the card because it's a 6. If you want it, and that's the best you can get, and and you really do want it, just buy it.
Yeah, I agree.
My personal opinion. Like if you could say if the grade on Gold Star now was 100 grand and a 10, but 500 quid and a 9, would you buy the 9?
Yeah. You buy the card, not the grade, right? So, sure, but
no, I get it. But what I'm saying is, if you knew the grade on Gold Star 10, if you knew the 10 was unattainable, full stop.
Yeah, but that's a different question.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Whereas basic first edition 10s are unattainable.
They are unattainable well, they are. They're unattainable to us, so they're unattainable for most people.
But if you could get, say if you remember opening first edition as a US kid, like back in 99, and you could get the 8s, why not?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult question that you have to ask yourself as a collector. What am I valuing here? Am I valuing the card that's in there and the company saying it's an 8 or a 9? The issue is when a company puts their stamp on it and gives it the highest grade, that's going to be what gets the biggest premium. Because I'm trading a near mint card with you, that's the same thing. Whereas if I'm getting a PSA 8, then it almost... It's a very odd... It's a psychological thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you get a raw card and I sell it to you and you'll go, oh, that could be a 10 though. So therefore, it potentially could be worth more as a raw card than a 9 to that person.
Yeah.
It's a very weird psychological thing how it works.
But if you couldn't buy it like that, just collect what you want to collect for the most part.
Yeah.
If you want to collect for 10s and investment, do that. If you want to collect for a specific card, get that specific card.
There's a lot of bargains to be had in 8s and 9s. And realistically, a 9 is not that much different to a 10. So if you are just trying to collect the cards, if I was going back to WotC now, I would just be collecting 9s. Because, 10s are unobtainable. So, that's the way that you've got to do it.
If it really stresses you out as well that you can see a 9, but you really want this card in the slab, just get a stand or something that only shows the bottom half of the card. Just have it in the slab. Just have it as your display piece if it really stresses you out like that.
Anyway, right, what's going on with Base Set Unlimited?
I think this is if we see Shadowless in first edition kind of go up here and then kind of stay, on this level, but as you can see, base has dropped significantly in a 10. Yeah, well, this is unlimited, right? So what happened is Logan Paul comes in, hypes up the first editions. Shadowless is always going to stay because it's rare. Shadowless is probably potentially rarer than first edition. It doesn't seem like it is to people in the UK, but that's just because Shadowless did exist in the UK, whereas first edition didn't at all. But I think if you look at the pop report as well, I think there's more 10s of the first edition than there's Shadowless first. Sorry, there's more Charizard first edition 10s than there are Shadowless 10s. That might just because people didn't know they were searching for that, but I think it's a rarer set. But anyway, Unlimited everywhere, right? It was everywhere. 8 print runs or whatever, as in like specific print runs, massive. So what happens is when people can't get first edition, they go to Shadowless. If they can't get Shadowless because they can't get really either, you go to Unlimited or you go to Evolutions. And both of those sets we've seen go whoop and then seen come down a little bit. I think Evolutions hasn't really come down yet, but I think it's gonna
look when that happened. That happened the month that Logan did his video, right? The October spike.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a little bit cynical here. I think this is due to people's lack of research. I think people thought they were getting an amazing price, thinking, "Oh my god, this is the first edition. This is the first print of Pokemon."
Well, whenever any hype happens, even in a stock market rally, loads of people then jump on
without learning it.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, well, it's going up, so therefore I'm going to get on it. And unfortunately, that's what's happened there with the base set Unlimited. I do feel sorry for people who bought in at that point. I don't think they just bought it on they didn't do the research. So they were uneducated into what they were buying. That's
Congrats
just as sad
to the
as
people that were selling then, though.
Yeah, if you knew that was the time to sell. Really, if you're looking at it purely from investment, purely from a flipping aspect, that was the time. But if you look at this though, this is COVID, right? Look, this is April. this is where it started happening, and look what happened, right? And this graph is a good example of it. It's naturally going up. I wish I could put my mouse up without it actually, clicking it. But look, it's just going up.
If you click it and scroll, I think.
Okay, there we go. You see it going up, right? Then Logan Paul happens, and it comes back down again. But imagine if this month didn't happen, it would have gone up completely naturally, wouldn't it? Like I think that this point here, what we're looking at is healthy. I think this one isn't.
Yeah, well, it's the highest it's ever been besides October, besides like the one anomaly month.
This is true. Yeah. Let's just look at first edition again.
I think it's the same though, right?
Yeah, I think maybe just a bit more of a spike up. And to be fair, if those who can afford first edition, that's still a better choice, right? Because you don't have to do your research as much in first edition because it is rare. That's the difference, right? Like if you would do your research,
that's a big number 1 on
it. yeah. If you do the research, you'd find wow, that's a really rare set. If you didn't do your research and just bought it, it is a really rare set, so it's like a win-win if you can afford it. Obviously, it's only a win-win for those who've got that much money. So this, but it still started going up low. Still started going up, but I think Logan Paul did push that one up massively. I think Logan Paul, Gary Vee, they reached the 1%, right? I think that's who they reached and resonated with. Whereas Unlimited, you have a lot of people who don't do their research and think that Unlimited is just first edition without the stamp. Well, it is visually, but it's not in terms of production, in terms of levels of supply. It's different in every single way. It just looks similar. I think that's why a lot of people got caught out and didn't do their research. But like I said, with first edition, you don't have to do research because if you can afford it, it's a good thing to buy because it's out of reach and it is rare at the end of the day.
Well, that's easily going to hit $1 million, isn't it? That set.
Yeah,
a PSA 10, like it will hit $1 million probably sooner rather than later. Like, this is pure speculation, of course, but the 1% have got their eyes on that and they've gone, well, that makes sense.
Well, I've been saying for ages, base set first edition is going to hit $1 million.
Yeah, I think
the Charizard's going to hit volume count its own. I think the rest of the set just has to make up for it.
Again, seeing the October it's like a dead cat bounce, isn't it?
Doink.
Yeah. Is that just the case with all first edition sets, effectively? I'd like how they've leveled out higher than the September, at least. And
properly as well.
Yeah, and they've stayed there for a good few months.
They've stabilised and started going up again, mostly.
Fossil again,
Fossil's gone back. Fossil's regained.
Fossil's surpassed on last month's.
Yeah.
Sorry, the month. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. That must be. I mean, that must be what Dragonite maybe. First edition. I think Team Rocket First Edition is an interesting one because Team Rocket First Edition is a set that a lot of people kind of dismissed back in the day, but I guess the casual, the influx of people really resonated with because it's Team Rocket, right? Jesse James, you know, it's the bad guys. It makes sense to a lot of people.
It's also one of the most, like, in my opinion, one of the most memorable packs that you could have opened as a kid. Yeah. It was like Pokemon base. You were like, oh my god, Pokemon cards. Then Jungle, you're like, Pokemon cards. Fossil, Pokemon cards. Then Team Rocket. Oh, different type of Pokemon card.
Your first Dark type, your first Secret Rare.
Yeah.
And your first second Charizard that was different. Yeah. So there's a lot of good
and
stuff.
I think the artwork of the common and uncommons from Team Rocket started getting incredible. You know, Jungle base, Fossil was kind of very standard, whereas like Team Rocket, especially Gym, I think the uncommons and commons in Gym are so overlooked. They're incredible. And then you get to Skyridge, and you get Neo, especially, but then Skyridge, Aquapolis, Expedition, just unreal. You know, common and uncommon cards. This is interesting. Was this just like
the Charizard
shill?
Or something?
No, it wasn't. There was a Dark Charizard sale, which wasn't. It was a shill. So.
Okay.
But yeah, the interesting thing with that is it didn't really go down, did it?
That's a flat line. Some of those might still be up for sale. Pokemon.net.
Pokemon.net, check it out, yeah. First editions. It's my favourite here. Gym Heroes or Gym Challenge. I think your favourite clearly is Gym Heroes, right, Connor?
What? Neo Destiny, obviously my favourite.
No, sorry, out of the gyms. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I would have liked it if the Charizard was in Heroes, but yeah.
If you could go back to where you were then, like that time you were at then, would you have gone after Gym Challenge as well as Gym Heroes instead of something else in your collection?
No.
So you'd still choose
Gym Heroes is a better set. Sabrina's Gengar, Rocket Cypher, Blaine's Moltres. It's just got better holofalls in, personally. I know you've got the Giovanni's version.
I'm not saying get rid of Gym Heroes.
Yeah.
I'm saying with Gym Heroes, would you have got Gym Challenge over something else you collected?
Gym Heroes just went big and big though, didn't it?
Yeah, Gym Heroes looks a little bit like a staircase.
So that's interesting.
To be fair.
So historically, Gym Challenge was always more expensive than Gym Heroes.
Is it because it was a big old Charizard?
Yeah, it was always about a third more expensive, but that is not the case anymore. So definitely a change there.
Yeah, Genesis first edition, £1 trillion.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting one.
Do you have any Neo Genesis?
Look at that!
I do, yeah. But I have 9s. I don't have 10s. I have a few 10s. It's crazy, isn't it?
I heard you got the Lugia, bro. I'm
not going to lie. Neo Genesis 9s there are as much as like Team Rocket 10. Like, oh, and then they're not. But like the 9s are very well priced there. Like they're quite high in comparison to the rest, aren't they?
Like, they're 20 Neo Genesis is just ridiculous, aren't it? Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, this right here is the Lugia sale. Like, literally, is the one Lugia sale, I think. Because it's sold for $130,000. And you can see the difference there being roughly.
I love how it just doesn't include certain cards as well.
Yeah, it's never sold. It's Cyndaquil. I sent some of those off, I think, in first edition Cyndaquil. Hopefully I'll list on eBay just for the Pokemon Price report. How new does this go? Okay, we need this in hidden phase, you know. We do.
It's done by the WotC overlords, isn't it?
It is,
a little bit of E-Series.
Yeah,
E-Series.
Just because of Gold Stars. People always wonder, like, always ask me, would I do like an EX box break? And I was so close many times to doing it, but I just couldn't pull the trigger because, one, the boxes are more expensive for me to purchase, but also, it feels awful, right? You do Team Rocket box break. You feel awful when someone gets a non-holo, and you can't beat around the bush. It does suck. It's awful. You know, you pay at the time I think like £700-800 for a pack, and you get a trash card. Whereas however, you do still get a holo. You get the holo Charizard, you get the holo Magneton, you get the holo blah blah blah. Whereas in EX, even when you get the holo, you're not really won, right? Because the price of those packs would be £1,000, just because the potential of getting the Rayquaza Gold Star or the Latias Gold Star. So it's like if you don't pull a Gold Star in a box break, you've kind of like you've. Well,
it's heavily weighted, so even if you did get the Gold Star, 35 people are going to be disappointed. Whereas that's not the same with the WotC. Like, because even an EX card isn't probably going to match a pack price, probably. You'd still be happy with it, I would be. But you're right, the normal holos, you'd be like, because they're cheap, aren't they? Like 50 to 100 quid.
Yeah. I think Hidden Fates as well is better because there's more data points, right? There's going to be more there's going to be more Hidden Fates PSA cards sold. I don't want to say unlimited, but than some sets, right? I think you're going to see many more sales than
there'll be more of Hidden Fates than there is base set first edition holos.
Yeah, for sure.
Mainly because Hidden Fates like Shiny Vault with 94 cards. Never mind.
But according to this data, it's stabilizing. I would say the pricing. Yeah, there's no big.
This is it's probably the most natural increase I've seen so far.
Yeah. Well, it is the best set, so
it is.
You could buy that entire set for one Lugia 10.
See, that's putting it like that. That's good value, right?
That
is good value.
Putting it like that, I might go and buy another set. Sorry, that was great.
What? Just sell your Lugia 10?
Yeah, I'll go get rid of my Lugia 10.
Hey, Randolph, do you want one? I had one's coming on the market, 50k.
Yeah, for mates rates. Yeah. I'll give you 2 PSA 9s for PSA 10. I was gonna say. This is where I personally, I don't think I made a mistake because I'm happy. I love my collection is what it is. But one thing that I wish one thing that you could have done differently, or that I was stubborn towards, is I would never go for Near Destiny because it was expensive. But I said this then. You know what I mean? Like I said this in October 2016. Like, this is no data here, so it's.
But it was the same price for a very long time. It was $10,000 for like for 3 years, and that was expensive back then. It was one of the premium sets.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I went for it. I love
time and time again. First edition Charizard, I could have bought that, but I was like, it's too expensive. I'd rather buy an ungraded copy of Neo Genesis cards and try and get a 10 of my collection. But if I was being ruthless, if I was investing, I would have just gone straight for the big ones, got them in 10s, bought them in 10s, and just put them in my collection, locked them away. But I think it's just changed. I think just it's different. I
the game wouldn't work if everyone was like that though. So it's good that it's good that people still collect, and it's good that people have been collecting this entire time.
Yeah. Remember, those were collection pieces for me. So they weren't. I'd invested a lot of time into getting those cards, and they were just ones I wanted the most. So therefore, that's just how it goes.
Was that all like kind of fueled because you really wanted like Arcanine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the main point. I didn't even collect the Shinings until I had the full
holo set.
Yeah, and then I was like,
which was the first Shining you got?
Oh, mate, you have to go on my Instagram. I have no idea.
I'm not going through that.
I have no idea. Charizard was last. Because I had to drop a lot of money back then on it.
For it.
Yeah, so that was definitely last. But it wasn't too bad.
Imagine like Shining Noxel would have been your first.
No, that was quite hard to get.
Oh, really?
Shining Tyranitar, to be fair, PSA 10. I graded that one myself.
That's a weird looking card, though, isn't it?
Oh, it's Godzilla.
Going full Godzilla. I like how we're just going on time.
Oh, Skyridge, big move.
Skyridge is ridiculous, man. Like, I like the crystals, but good grief, that is so. There's not even that many of them. There's only 4, right, in Skyridge?
No, there's more. I should know, but is it 6? I think it's 6. There's 12.
Is there 6?
There's 12 holos and reverses, I think. So 6 of each. Yeah. But it's just 32 holos.
There are 32 holos there,
and they're good holos. Gengar, Gyarados, Moltres, more than that as well.
I think E-Series is definitely a set.
I would rather have a sealed Skyridge pack than any card from Skyridge. I think Skyridge has the best pack and box art ever.
Pokemon. I just I can never keep sealed packs. I just can't do it. I could never do it. I mean, Connor, if we were back in time, 2015. What if you're looking at purely from investment monetary value, you'd spend all your money in just packs and sealed. Seals had the biggest boom of anything. Yeah, of anything, Seals had the biggest boom. But I can't do it. I can't have I've got a few boxes in the back there, but most of these boxes don't make sense to open. That's why I collect them. You know what I mean? Whereas like back in the day, Skyridge, why open it?
a big thing about boxes as well, right? So with cards, you buy and sell them, and you grow and you trade up.
Yeah.
You can't really do that with booster boxes, like because you can't go get a one booster box and maybe sell it for more, and then buy maybe 2 more boxes. But like it's just it wasn't a very natural way of doing it. Whereas with cards,
you had to drop money on it.
This is why PSA and this is why grading companies have had such an importance in the hobby. Because the hardest part about buying booster boxes is to not the condition, is to know if it's real or not. You know, and we here are probably more researched in cards, so we can probably spot a fake card much easier. But the boxes are even easier to fake. You know, easy to reseal. You know, cards are, you know. 100%. So if someone was out there grading boxes, or not even grading, just authenticating boxes, so it'd be a much stronger market. And I think many more people would have gone into it. I think I would have for sure gone into boxes if they were graded or if they were completely legit. It's just that I don't like the idea of having a box set on my shelf for 3 years, and then when I come to sell it or open it, it's gone. Yeah, that'd be the worst feeling. Whereas a PSA card, you know, you've got it in your hand, you know that it's, you know, it's authentic and it's got a grade, and we can sell it, right? I can give it to you, Connor, and I'll say this is a 10 or this is a 9. This is the value of it. With booster boxes, it's like, well, one sold last week for 15,000, which is ridiculous, and then the next week it's over 25,000, and you have to guess. You know, you have to guess. Yeah. You have to. It's a harsh market, that is.
It is a very harsh market. Booster boxes. That's the reason why I never got involved in it, because you can't really get your teeth into it in the same way. Like you're not talking to collectors all the time. You're not doing YouTube content. How boring would it be to just be like, I've got a booster box, like, and then you'd be like, I've now got another booster box. It would. Yeah. It's not the fun, you know, opening the packs, grading the cards. Yeah. The whole aspect of doing that is a lot more fun. But
we'll have to shop for collections, right?
Investment. Yeah.
Well, we've seen what happens when specifically Randolph is around a box as well, a sealed box. So you can see behind him, just to his left, there's a sealed booster box right there. And for a solid hour, he just kept going, yeah, but I might just open it. You've got a sealed pack that I know you're like, yeah, but I might just open it.
I literally said to them, I was like,
you can't help yourself.
Yeah, like, so I bought a Gym Challenge booster box to do a box break on, but I haven't decided if I want to yet, or what I'm going to do with it, or the price. It's just sat there. But every time it sits there, I just think, just open it. The amount of times I said to Laura, should we just open it in front of the TV? But I've stopped myself because it's not. The value's not there. You know, it's not. I want to open it for the fun. But then I realised that's a £10,000, you know, night of fun. It's probably not the best decision to make, you know.
Big baller Randolph, isn't it?
Yeah, come on. You've got. I think people want to see the box breaks anyway. I you know, a lot of people. When I was, what was I doing? Pre-grading cards. I just had you in my ear while you were opening up the boxes. To be fair, like I wasn't participating in the box break, but it was really fun to hear those moments when someone did get a hit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that was fun.
Even just jumping in and out of it, like when I used to go down to Birmingham before ice skating, or like after ice skating, depending on when you do it, me and Matt would just stick it on for half an hour before I was getting ready and stuff, and be like, oh, that's sick. Oh, someone got a hollow and stuff.
Yeah, you need to bring it back. No, I'm petitioning it right now.
Yeah, everyone in the comments say that you want Randolph to do box breaks again.
It doesn't even have to be WotC every time. It doesn't have to be WotC. You can do anything.
My favourite one was Supreme Victors. I really enjoyed doing that. And I enjoyed it more as well because I opened one myself, then I opened one on stream. I really enjoyed that. But I think people now, especially UK, they just upcharge me so much, or the UK is upcharged in general. You know, so I have to go to America, and the import charges and VAT make it much harder to sell at a good price. You know, if I get it, if I have to pay VAT when I buy it, I have to charge VAT when I sell it. Pretty much is the way it kind of works, and you know, it's tough. So UK is better, but UK is already inflated, so it's just difficult. But I'll try and do it. You know, I'll try and do it. But
I think so.
Yeah, where do we go from here? It might be time to just call it there. I mean, we've looked at some sets, but
yeah, to be fair, we've had more to talk about than I expected. Like, I was expecting this to be a quick 45-minute thing, so that's good.
I'm excited. We're in release month. Do you know what comes out this month, Randolph? You should do.
Oh, Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, Pokemon Snap. I'm so excited. I thought
it was going to be Digimon or something like that, but yeah, Pokemon Snap. I'm excited too. I can't wait for it. I mean, hopefully I'm back on the channel.
Are you going to play that? Are you going to stream it?
Yeah, I'll stream that. I'll do a playthrough for sure. I need to, man.
I'll have to watch like a VOD of it because I'll have to play it first.
Yeah, play it first for sure. Yeah. Honestly, I do feel like and I do feel like I've lost like the love of Pokemon through doing this. Not. I don't think it's my channel or like me opening it and doing videos. I think it's just like the community. You know, I think I've got sucked in to cards
I just
so
hate
much.
the community.
No, not even that. Just like it's just negative. You know, it's just like so negative and we you know. It's, but
the only way to get through that is to just push through it. And I think if you get on your game streams again, you like you said, you were talking before re-releasing your channel and like putting out the new content, banging out the pack openings. I think within a week or two you'll be, and obviously the first edition podcast. But I think within a week or two you'll get into that rhythm, and you'll be like, oh wow, cool, I can open some packs and I can play my games. I'm not gonna lie, I'd swap it. For what we're doing here. So yeah, man, just go for it.
We know your secret cupboard. You haven't lost the joy of Pokemon that much.
No. Yeah. True. I think content it has become too much cards, you know, and too much this, that, or this. So I think I'm enjoying.
Play some games, man.
Yeah. I've not played Crown Tundra yet, which is crazy. I played Isle of Armor came out, the first DLC for Sword and Shield, and I played like back to back 2 like 14-hour streams. Where I'd wake up in the morning. Right? I'd wake up at 8 a.m., 9 a.m. and just order. I think I used to order 2 coffees, large coffees from Starbucks, like with all the Korean, you know, like all the cinnamon, all the vanilla in one, and then I would just like drink that and be buzzing for the rest of the stream, get all the Digletts, just do everything I can do, and then Crown Tundra.
Did you get all of the Digletts?
Got all of them in one stream.
I've got like 30 left, man, and I'm blind. Like, this is not going well for me.
Bro, can you watch my stream? Because I was going insane. It was such good content. Like, I was going insane because, like, I didn't Google them. I think maybe 1 or 2. Someone told me what it was because I was like, it's driving me insane. But when you'll be driving around one route in one area, it'll have been there the entire time, but you just can't see it. And then one time on stream, they were like, it's right in front of you. I was like, where? They're like, turn around, go back 5 steps. I was like, I can't see it. It's actually right there. So the games are good, man. They're really good. Like Sword and Shield is actually a better game than people realize. In 20 years, people are gonna be like, it's classic, mate. Yeah, I need to start out.
Yeah, I'm just getting in. I've played literally the first like 5 minutes of it, and like every time I go to bed, I'm like, could just play my Switch for half hour. But then I realise if I play my Switch for half hour, I'm playing it for 5 hours, and I don't get any sleep. So
yeah, same man. It's like I want to play it, but then I have
you play it on stream though. It's your job.
Yeah, but I think
you could just do some content on it.
That's what makes me not enjoy it. Like Laura says, Laura's been telling me to play it off camera, you know, because I want to just sit and play it, but then I have to get a stream, I have to get a thumbnail, I have to get the overlay made, the graphics done. It's like, I just want to play it, you know. But I don't know why. But months ago, it felt more natural to just play it. I think it's just the channel got bigger. I think that's what it is. The channel got bigger, more exposure, more comments, more feedback, more criticism. It's like it's hard to continue, maintain. My favorite part of the channel was when I was doing Hidden Fates to like 6,000 people, or I was streaming to 200 people. It's a really small community, and then as you start to grow, it does become so much harder mentally to actually continue.
Yeah.
It is crazy, like. And I think that's the difference. If it's not having fun out of love with Pokemon or the packs, the packs. It's just that. It's just hard. It's harder to enjoy now because there's so much negativity in the comments.
What we try and do is like we provide the service for the people who are happy to have the service. So like if people aren't happy to have the service, then you know I'm not really here for you. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm here for people who want to be involved, who want to enjoy the service, who want to enjoy our content. I'm not here for the people who are just going to be moaning all the time. Like you can do that, but I'm not going to listen to you. You know, and I think that's the way, the attitude you have to have, because you know, as you're right, when you do get bigger, you're going to have a bigger percentage of criticism because you're getting a bigger pool of people. But I'd be like, I'm doing this content for the people who enjoy my content. I don't care about the people who don't.
It was that Tom Sunday opening thing where I was doing it and some guy came in and was like, oh, imagine being in your mid-20s and opening packs. And my reply was, imagine being however old you are and coming into someone's stream to have a go at them for doing something they enjoy. And I was like, you're dumb. Like,
it is.
Just do what you enjoy, mate.
Yeah,
you enjoy.
That's what you got to do, really. And I think especially again, like the whole I guess Frosted Caribou conversation that we've had in the past few weeks, where it's like players versus collectors versus investors versus stores versus flippers. I think it just does show that even though Pokemon is such a big thing, there are different sides to it, there are different cliques to it, and I can't be the person to provide them all. You know what I'm saying? So if certain players don't enjoy my content, then you just don't watch, and I just don't. I have to not care.
When's the Pokemon Smile stream coming?
That's
the toothbrushing app thing.
I want Pokemon Sleep, man. Pokemon Sleep was a game that they promised and have never delivered on, and I was really looking forward to it because I was like, you know what? If I can catch Pokemon while I'm sleeping, I'm gonna sleep much more than I do now.
Would you stream it?
No. Oh, I mean, maybe if I had like
can you imagine? No, because that would be like the start of Paranormal Activity 5 or something.
Well, do you know, Connor, that there's a streamer called Ludwig who I first got into because he did Pokemon Nuzlocke. He's been streaming now for like 3 weeks non-stop.
Okay. What? He hasn't stopped streaming?
No. So he did something called a subathon, right? So what this works is you have a timer on screen, and every time someone donates or subscribes, the timer goes up. And you have to stream for a longer time. So most times people do it for 24 hours, you know. So you do a subathon, everyone subscribes, and you have to stream for a long time. He did it, and it just didn't go down. It just went up to like 70 hours to 80 hours, and he's been streaming nonstop. And I think he has to have ended now.
How does he sleep? Does he sleep
on stream? He's got a car bed, he's got a raised car bed, and he'll just go to sleep. And he's got he's still alive. Is it? It's oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
How long has that been going on for?
So he's still going now. Look, he's still on. You can't see it because the first edition logo. Anyway, it says 8 hours and 52 left. Left, by the way.
That's going up every time.
Day 24. Day 24, yeah. So he's been live for, I don't want to put it too long in case of like DMCA or copyright stuff. 24 days he's been live on the screen. So he'll sleep. When he's asleep, his mods will be on the audio. He's got media share, so when someone donates a certain amount of money, they can play a video. So they can play a YouTube video that he'll watch or the mods will watch. But he got down to like 2 minutes multiple times, and it's now back to eight and a half hours. And I think he's going to become the most sub streamer of all time. He's going to overtake Ninja's record of all time.
Fair play to him.
So that's some serious money. So how long does the timer go up when it's done?
I don't know exactly the rules, but I know it's a lot. I think, he's on 200...
A few minutes.
211,000 subs.
So maybe like five minutes or something?
I think it tells you to be fair.
Each one of those is what, $5? And
how much does $3.50. As a partner,
you get
$3.50.
Your percentage of that, right? So 70%.
So if you got 200,000 subs, you'd have... like $750,000 from that.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, but it's just incredible. Like,
that's per month.
That's per month. But he didn't sit there like I'm going to do this for 24 days. He took a break and went to see his parents, and he had like appendicitis at the same time. Came back and he's like, you know what, just to get some people back into the stream, get some more people in. I'll just do a subathon. But I don't think he realized it was going to go this long. But the reason I'm saying this, the reason I brought it up, is because he has a race car bed. And if I had a race car bed in my office, I would do sleep streams. But I don't have one. I don't think Laura would appreciate it if I just stream all night.
Just get a race car bed for that studio.
True. Yeah. That'd be sick. Yeah.
I'd definitely have a race car bed.
But yeah, we definitely stopped the stream 10 minutes ago, didn't we? I mean the podcast 10 minutes ago.
we should have. Let's do it now.
This is now the after show. So yeah.
Guys, when this goes live, because we've recorded this on Wednesday night, go check out Ludwig's channel, and if he's still streaming, go subscribe. Make him stay on it forever.
I think he's got a cap. I think 31 days is his cap. If he's still going 31 days, I think he's going to end it. But still, it should still be in by the time this goes out. Also, clips are coming back now, so you'll have seen a couple clips by the time this goes out. But next week as well, there'll be clips every day. So awesome! Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Yeah, let's hit 10K, man. It's a podcast. Yeah. We have the same struggle on what's good. People just don't subscribe. It just reaches them. They watch it, but they don't subscribe. So subscribe if you watch them. But yeah, right. Take care, everyone.
Peace.
Bye.